What's going on?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
All right, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. We can give it about maybe 1 or 2 minutes and let people log on. I have to come out in the country a little bit to log on because I don't have a good reception where I'm at. So so we'll give people a
All
couple
right.
of seconds to log and then we'll get started, all right?
All right.
Well, looks like people are already logging on, so I can do my little introduction, tell them about the channel and everything, and then we'll get started. All right.
Okay.
All right. So this is Brother Shareef with the Hour of Power. For those who don't know, go to Hour of Power, Shareef Hamid on YouTube. Subscribe and share the channel. We have a lot of different information on there that can lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. A lot of different topics. No one topic for one particular thing. We have a lot of different topics that can reach our people, no matter where you at in your life. That's how versatile it is. Coming up on December the 6th, we'll be interviewing Dr. Patricia Crisp, and the title will be Healing Trauma, talking about sexual abuse, physical abuse, trauma that Black people and human beings suffer, and how to heal from that trauma. So that's the next live interview that I have. But tonight, we have our young brother here, Brother Mekai, out of Harrisburg, PA, and we're going to get started. And brother, tell us about yourself. So to listen, in case people who don't know, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, my name's Mekai Scott Crittenden. I live in Harrisburg. I go to Central Dauphin East High School. I'm in the 10th grade. I'm a sophomore. Um, I play basketball. I'm on a JV team currently, and I'm a straight A student. I like playing sports. I like helping people. I like doing what I got to do to get to college and get a good and get a good life going.
Uh huh. And were you born in Harrisburg?
No, I was born in York, York, PA.
Okay, okay. So you were born in York.
Yes.
Okay, and I grew up with your mother, right? You know that, right?
Yeah, she told me about that. Yes.
Right. We went to the same high school there in Pennsylvania there in York, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And I briefly met your father before too. But more of my association is with your mother. Um so did your basketball team did that start yet?
Yeah, we started practices about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, and when does the season officially start?
The season starts for us on December 12th. We play State College at home. So if you guys want to come out and support us, the JV game I believe starts at 6 o'clock, and varsity is at 7:30.
And do you guys play York High?
No, we don't.
Okay, the only way you would play them is probably um, like if you would meet in the what they call them, like the playoffs or the districts or something like that. Is your team
Yes.
participate in that?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So if you guys would play York High, who would your mom root for?
Ooh. Um, I think she would come in orange and blue and then uh root for East.
Okay, so she would represent York High, but she would be rooting for you.
Yes, I believe so.
All right, all right. Yeah, that's a tough one, but I don't think she's gonna go the opposite way of you. So I don't think you got that to
Yeah.
worry about. So I've been hearing some great things about you as far as it comes about academics. Tell us how you're doing academically, and as far as like testing. You were telling me something about that. Your mom was telling me something about that.
Yes. Last year as a freshman, I took the gifted test, the GIEP, and I scored a very superior overall. I got put into the gifted program, and I'm currently in it right now. Actually, my counselor told me that I scored one of the highest grades in about 10 years at East High.
Wow, one of the highest grades at your school or in the state?
Yeah, at the school for the gifted test.
Okay. And now you were a freshman when you took that test.
Yes.
Okay. How did you even get in the gifted class? Like how what was the do you remember what the process was? Did you take some previous tests to get there? Like how did that happen?
My science teacher last year, Miss Long, she actually recommended me for the gifted program and put me in for the list. And I spoke with one of the counselors, actually the certified psychologist at the school, and he talked to me about it, and I told him I wanted to do the program. So about a month later, he brought me in for the test. I took like it was basic. It was like math and reading, and then he asked me some questions about myself. And then the second time I went, about a week or two later, I wrote an essay, and it was about whatever I wanted it to be. I wrote about myself and how I feel about sports and basketball and everything about my family and my life. And yeah, and after that, we had a meeting together, just my mother and I and the counselor, and he told us all about the gifted program, what I scored on the test, and how the gifted program works.
Hmm. Now, as far as you getting enrolled in the gifted program, has academics always came kind of easy towards you, for you, or has that been like a challenge for you?
Academics from elementary school all the way up to about my freshman year, it was very easy for me, to be honest. I always stayed with straight A's. I always got my work done before everyone else. I always had extra time in class to do, anything, just to sit there and be bored most of the time. But yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes I
sometimes
would
I would
help
help
classmates.
class.
Hello?
Still there, bud?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Still there?
Yep.
All right, we had a little interruption there. So you said going from first grade all the way up through, things came pretty simple for you.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Now was uh what do you think made studying or getting those grades easy for you? Was it your atmosphere? Was it your study environment? Was it parents pushing you?
Um. Well, it was kind of a little bit of everything. I was always the one that what I thought ahead in class. So by the time the teacher got to this subject, I'm already on the next subject, thinking about the next thing that's coming up. Like my parents, they always taught me to think ahead and plan ahead. And well, my dad, he drilled common sense into my brain, so that always came easy for me. So in elementary school and middle school, learning basic math and math problems and English and everything, that all came simple to me.
Oh, okay. So you said a combination of, your parents pushing you and study habits is what kind of
Yes,
got you to where you are now.
yes.
Hmm. And can you talk about some of the challenges you see with your peers in school? And before you talk about that, like what's the demographic breakdown at your school that you're at?
My school, Central Dauphin East High, it's very diverse. We have all types of cultures at the school, so you get to meet a whole new crowd of people, and it's a good atmosphere. I mean, the school it isn't perfect. We have ups and downs, but overall, I believe the school is a really good place to be. Some of the challenges that I see at the school is that most of the kids they like to socialize more than anything. I mean, that's all good and all, but we still have to get our work done and everything. Um, some of the kids, like I know I see all the time. There's sometimes they're judgmental about what how people look or things like that, and I don't believe that people should judge a book by their cover. I think they should get to know the person first before they judge on what they are, because they might be the exact opposite of what they think they are.
Hmm. And when you say judgmental, is there any particular topic that it causes like division there?
It's mostly their attire. Sometimes it can be like their skin color or their culture, but not usually. It's more or less what they have on their body.
Oh, okay. Do you notice a lot of racism at your school?
No, I don't. I don't. Um, but I just see certain things like I know the freshmen they don't see the juniors a lot, and this the sophomores we don't see the seniors a lot, so I won't get to see everyone at the school at the moment.
Oh, okay. And as far as your community there, like what do you think prevents um young people or youth from achieving, academically, kind of like on the path that you are? What are some barriers or what are some things that you see that kind of prevents them, whether it's themselves or their atmosphere? Do you see anything? Because a lot of young people are struggling.
Yes. Some of my closer friends, I know they might have problems at home that prevents them. They might take their mind off of school and be more focused on their family. Social media, that's a prime example. Um, some kids they just not interested in school, and that's their decision. But some people they just get distracted very easily, like myself. I do get distracted easily. But when it comes down to it, you have to get your work done and do what you got to do to get to the next step.
hmm Now, do you think the teachers there are supportive in helping youth that may not catch on as fast as you do? Because it seems like you're a fast learner and you probably may not need as much assistance. But are the teachers there? Are they very helpful, or is it you're kind of on your own?
It's certain teachers. Certain teachers they try and help the students as much as they can to help them get ahead or help them catch up. And there's also teachers that are they just teach. They don't really apply themselves with the students. They don't help you understand. They just teach. Or some teachers I know a couple about around right now about two that they don't even teach. They just get on the kids about little things. But overall, most teachers that I have met, they try their hardest to get you to understand. They won't do it for you. They'll break it down for you and explain it to you and try and help you to the best of their abilities.
hmm and with you being so intelligent in advance, are you in the position to help other students, or do other students look to you to help guide them through?
Well, I can help other students, not as much as I would like to, because currently I'm in all honors classes. So now the work's starting to catch up with me instead of me being ahead all the time.
Mm,
So now I can help students, but I can't help them as much as I would like to. It's more moral support. Like I can help students with if they have anything to talk about to me, they can come to me. It'll stay between us two. I can help them. Like um, I'm studying. I want to study to be a psychologist when I grow up to help other people, help them with their problems. So all of my classes now, I'm trying to base off of psychology. So that's my goal in life is to help more people and to get them where they need to be, get their head on straight and everything. So that's why um, some of my friends I'm so close with because I offer moral support and I can help you get through things and like I can offer you a way out maybe not so much as a way out, but more a goal that you can achieve or a pathway that you can go through to get out of whatever situation that you're in.
mhm. All right, that's very interesting. I don't know if you know, brother, but there's only 1% of America are black psychologists. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, only about 1% of America's black psychologists, because I was kind of going in that path, but I kind of went to school for substance abuse counseling, but counseling and psychology, that's all in the same line. So what
Yes.
out of all the fields that you could be, most young brothers your age, only thing because I work in the school system, I work with children that have behavior problems, mental and emotional problems, and I go in the classroom and, like you said, give them mental not mental but emotional, support, and then I have do a lot of mentoring outside of school. Most young brothers your age, all they want to do is either be a rapper or an athlete. What made you pick psychology? I mean, that's unique.
Well, as a kid, I had like really, really bad anger issues, and I had three counselors throughout my school years, and they all helped me to control my anger and my dad and both my parents actually, they helped me to censor my anger more towards my goals instead of trying to throw a chair or trying to beat somebody up or anything. So they all offer me a way out, and that's what I want to offer to other people. They don't have to stay in and hold everything in and let it eat them alive. I would rather them bring it out so I can help them or they can get their own help.
hmm do you see a lot of your peers coming up through school and where you're at now have a lot of anger issues like you just explained?
Yes. Yes.
Mhm. Like what is it that they're how is it that they're expressing themselves?
It's more vulgar language and violence than anything. Um, I'm more the person that I don't like to get in the middle of things. I would rather get the information before I jump to choose sides on whether who's wrong or right. I'm not the one who should jump side to side. I want to be in the middle so that I can help both sides come to some type of compromise.
Oh, okay. So you're kind of like the middle person or the mediator.
Yes, I don't like violence. Well, when it comes down to it, if it came down to it, then I can understand that. But the less you stay away from violence, the better off you'll be. Like in school, um, it doesn't matter if you threw the first punch or not. You're both going to get the consequences for it. So I would rather you prevent both from that happening and you two going on with your day or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, that's a we definitely need you in that field, brother. Now talking more about anger in the youth, with them having some of these anger issues, is it more the boys, the girls, or a little bit of both?
It's both. Um, I don't think it's more of either side. It's both. Like there's I'm not the only person who is the way they are. There's also other people that try to help, but some people just don't want help. Some people just don't decide it.
hmm And with them being so angry, because earlier you had mentioned how you have uh, the support, of your mother and father. Do you think that's where some of the anger is coming? Like, what are they angry about? Because
Yeah.
your age, you don't got to pay no bills and car notes and all that. So I'm thinking that you guys are just got a happy-go-lucky life, right? Like, what are they angry about?
Sometimes it's like I said, it's sometimes it's a family problem. Maybe some kids don't have a mother or a father, or they don't have either of their parents. Sometimes it's a tragic experience that they went through, or sometimes it might be something small. It doesn't matter what it is. Um, but I don't believe that your first option would be violence. I believe that there's always another way out. You always have multiple options. You always have to find the silver lining in between things. There's a good and the bad, and then there's the middleman. That's what I want to be.
Okay, okay. And are the counselors there at your school, to your knowledge, are they pretty helpful in navigating the youth through their issues?
I haven't spoken with my counselors as much. I'm trying to get into that, but from what I know of, they do their job great. That they could help as much as they can with the kids to get them back on track, to get them to do what they have to do.
Okay. And now back to that one test because I really want people, especially our community, to I really want to shine light. That's why I reached out to you to to what you're doing. What's the name of that test that you took? And you said you scored the highest in 10 years. That's what they told you?
Yes, yes, it was called the Gifted Test, the GIEP.
Oh, okay, the gifted test. And the highest in
Yes,
10 years just in your grade or the school overall.
I believe it's a school overall, but that was
Mhm.
last year, so I don't quite remember as much.
Okay, okay. Well, that's a great achievement. uh, and we definitely want to encourage you to keep doing, what you're doing and encouraging others. Now, when your peer, did your peers know about, do your peers know about that achievement that you achieved last year? Do they know about it?
Yes, most of the people that I do hang around with, they do know about the gifted test because I miss about 3 class periods that day just to go for the gifted test. So yes, they know about it.
Okay. Do they seem to give you as much attention as it would be like basketball or music or anything like that? Or
I don't believe so. Now, me personally, I'm not really worried about the attention. I'm more worried about me doing what I have to do to go to college and everything. So I'm not really worried about the attention. But
Mhm.
I know certain people, so certain people that I hang around with, they notice it a lot, and they're thankful for it because like I said, like helping people. So I offer them moral support. Like my friend Liv the other day, she didn't want to do her essay, and I told her you need to do it because this is a 100 point assessment grade, and you need to do it. And I told her I wasn't gonna talk to her until she finished it, handed it in, and I didn't talk to her at all, and she finished it that same day, and she handed it in, and she said thank you for supporting me and helping me get this finished.
Right. So by you making that achievement, you by your own observation, you're seeing it have a positive influence on your peers.
Yes, on most people.
Hmm. That's good. That's what it's all about is you positively influencing your youth. Is there anything else that you see there going on at the school that's preventing you from being successful? Because I work with like I said, youth, and I'm shocked at how some youth are using involved in substance abuse, and even some of them are involved with the opioid crisis. I don't know if you're aware of that, with people
I
abusing
am aware.
drugs. You don't
Yes.
gotta say no names, but are you aware of youth your age and being involved with that?
From what I know of, there's no opioid abuse at my school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there are kids that yes they smoke or whatever, but that's their issue, not mine. Like I said, I'm there for moral support. I don't condone smoking, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not my decision. I'm not a smoker nor a drinker, and I never will be. I don't plan on it, and I definitely will not be because I have goals to achieve, and if those will affect my goals, I will not do it. So there are people that smoke in my school. Now
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say any names or anything,
Right.
but like I said, I don't condone it. I would
Mm-hmm.
much rather you be sober or whatever, but that's their decision.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you say smoking, are you just talking about cigarettes, weed? Like, what are you talking about?
Marijuana, weed, yes.
Marijuana. So those who smoke weed, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate with you a little bit. I mean, it's from the earth. It's from God. He controls this earth. What's what's wrong with a puffing a little, little weed every now and then? What would you say to that?
I actually did an essay on this about medical marijuana
Mhm.
and the THC levels in recreational marijuana. It affects your brain cells. It can cause cancer and things like that. And on a medical marijuana, the CBD, it has higher CBD, which doesn't have the same effect as THC. THC causes the high, as people say. CBD doesn't have that feature, and it only helps more with certain certain medical conditions such as killing cancer cells and PTSD and stuff like that.
Mhm. So you're saying that the marijuana, it has medical benefits, but are the youth smoking it for medical benefits, and are they getting the real, or without it being spiced and the synthetic stuff, or like what's the difference?
Me not smoking, I actually have no clue because I've never done it before, so I couldn't tell you. But
Mhm.
if I would have to guess, some people they may have done it out of peer pressure and decided that they wanted to. Some people they may have done it just because they wanted to do it. No. Like I said, I don't have a problem with it. I don't condone it, but it's not my decision on whether or not people should smoke or not.
Hmm. Now, your parents and some of the audience there can probably tell you that when we were coming up, and I'm like you, brother Makai, I have never had weed in my life. But coming up, I remember my parents using it, and at the worst, they got the munchies a little bit, acting a little silly, you know. So that's why I said, coming from the earth, that as time went along, and as Satan has gotten his hands in things, I don't think that the youth realized that this weed that they're smoking is not the same, because I'm almost the same as you. Even though I've never smoked weed, um, uh, I really don't have a problem with it. My problem with it is when youth, especially your age, is catching charges behind it. Especially because if you have that on school grounds, now you're talking to now it's going
That's a
to
good
a whole
question.
different level. Have you ever seen youth get caught with weed on school grounds, and what was the consequences for that?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it. Like I know one of my friends, not one of my friends, but someone that I know of, they recently got expelled from school for that. Um,
Expelled?
Say that again?
You said they got expelled?
Yes.
Wow. Now I'm sure you don't know everything because it's kind of confidential, but now were these children that got expelled, were they known to get in trouble before? Was it their first time getting in trouble and they just expelled them?
I don't believe so. I
Hmm.
don't believe so.
You mean you don't think that they got in trouble before?
Yes, I don't think they got in trouble before.
So to your knowledge, as soon as they got caught with the weed, they just got expelled.
Yes.
Hmm.
Now, like last year, at the end of the school year, they started the principal, Dr. Rawls, he started mentioning a random drug test for anybody that plays any kind of sports, and I don't think anyone got drug tested starting the fall season in football and everything. Not that I know of.
Okay. And and as far as you know, like back to the difference between the medical marijuana and the THC levels, because you seem to be pretty knowledgeable. Like I said, my master's degree is in substance abuse. It sounds like you already went to college for it. uh are you okay, or do you agree with people smoking it for medical reasons?
Yes, I believe that we should have medical marijuana for people that are suffering from diseases such as cancer or PTSD or they're anorexic or anything. Um, I believe that we should legalize marijuana because it could help out with the population in such diseases.
Wow, wow, okay. Yeah, me and you are pretty much on the same page with that. How about alcohol use? Do you see a lot of youth your age participating in alcohol use?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
Heard of it. Uh-huh. Do you think that's okay to do for youth your age?
For youth my age, no, I don't think it's okay to do because of the effect alcohol can have on your body, um, hangovers and things like that. And say you have your license or even your permit and you're under the influence driving, you get pulled over, you could automatically lose your license. You could get charged for that. If you have if you have any alcohol level above 0.02, that's an automatic arrest.
Right. So you're probably in the minority with youth coming up because they want to experience, different things, see, you know, how different things, make them feel. Do you think they're just doing these things for recreational use, or you think they're trying to hide, mask some kind of pain, or cover up some kind of pain or trials or tribulations they're going through? Remember, you're going to be a psychologist, so you got to dig deep into people's thinking.
Yes.
Mhm.
For my current age and people, my peers, I think sometimes they just do it for the fun of it. Maybe they look cool or something. Or there are certain kids that I know that have done it because of their pain or they're trying to hide something or get away from it. But that's not the answer because you get away for a couple of hours or a couple of days, and you're right back where you started. You're probably even farther down than you began.
Hmm. So you don't believe that using uh, drugs and alcohol is the solution to your problem.
I believe they tried to, but it doesn't work out as well as they thought.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow, man, this is deep, man. I hope that some young people and your peers are not only watching this, but watching you and some of the things that you're doing. Um, are you aware of the violence that's going on in York, where your mother is from?
Yes, I'm aware.
Hmm. What do you think is causing all that violence? And do you see a lot of gangs there in Harrisburg, where your parents are from?
In Harrisburg, I don't get into anything like that because it's not my place and I don't want to do the wrong thing. But from what I know of, there's gangs and there's all types of things going on. People getting jumped or beat up or shot because of someone doing something that they shouldn't be doing. Um, I think some of the people that are doing it, they're doing it for maybe for something small, or maybe they're doing it just because they think it's this cool. Maybe they want to be in a gang to be with their friends and be cool instead of being the different person, being the bigger person, and getting their education and going to college or just getting a high school diploma. Because the difference between someone that doesn't have a high school diploma and someone with a high school diploma, it's a big margin. A person with a high school diploma gets the average pay is $34,000 a year. A person without a high school diploma is $16,000 a year.
Wow. Now, um, with the gang activity there, are is it gangs by streets? Is it like specific gangs like the Bloods and the Crips? Because I'm down here in North Carolina, and the Bloods and the Crips are like real deep down here. So are they go by street, a part of town? Like, how are these young people getting connected with this stuff?
Um, I don't know too much about it. I don't speak too much about it because it's not, like I said, it's not my place.
Mm-hmm.
But from overhearing other people and maybe having a slight conversation about it, I know about maybe it's like uptown and on the hill and out the south or something like that. But I'm not too sure about it because I don't get into it too much.
Right, right. You just keep doing what you're doing and try to influence people your
Other
age
people,
to go in a positive direction.
yes,
Right. Okay. And with you being an athlete, you said you play basketball, right?
yes. Currently, I actually got back from basketball.
Uh-huh. What position you play?
Um, I play shooting guard and small forward.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I saw you the other day, man, you damn near broke my hand, man. You got a tight grip.
Yeah,
Yeah. What do you think about what's going on with Colin Kaepernick in the NFL?
Colin Kaepernick,
Yeah. What
the knee. Yeah, I believe he's just expressing his own rights. Um,
Mhm.
I think the way he went about it may have been a little off and a little wrong, but I
Okay.
believe in the message he's trying to get through to other people.
Hmm. Now, when you said the way he went about it, explain that a little more. Like you said, you think it's a little off. Like what do you mean by that?
The first time he did it, it was kind of out of the blue. He just did it, and then after he had an interview trying to explain how he did it, why he did it, and the purpose for it. Um, the way he went about it, I don't believe it was that good. I mean, I believe in the message, and maybe he could have went about it more subtle, and that's what I believe started the whole problem around it.
Oh, okay. So if you were in his shoes, and if we could rewind back, and because I think it did just kind of come out of nowhere. I remember him, just first kneeling, and I never expected it to turn into, what it did. No matter what whether you agree or disagree, but if you were him and you saw the injustices,
Again,
what would you have done?
Can you say that again, please?
If that was you at that time and you saw the injustices that he's talking about, the police brutality, the injustices that black people suffer, and if that was you, how would you would have went about raising awareness? Because you said you really didn't agree how he did it. Like, what would you would have done to raise awareness?
Well, now that you say that, I don't know if there really is a subtle way to go about situations such as that because it's not a subtle conversation to have with someone else.
Right.
So me as a person, I don't think there would be a subtle way to go about it, but I
Mm-hmm.
believe there might be a little bit subtler way. I don't know off the top of my head of a subtler way, but I believe there is.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point that you made because it's such a touchy and a deep topic. Um, like you said, there's really no nice way to go, to go about it. So, what do you think? What do you think? You think this will kind of die down? You think they'll give? You think it's right what they're doing by him not? Because this season is just about over. What we in about week 11 or 12 in NFL?
Yes, this will be week 12.
Yeah. So, do you think he'll ever get a job, and do you think that's fair?
I think he'll get a job. I believe he will. He has to get picked up by a team that 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 is willing to deal with the current issue with him in the NFL.
Okay. And as far as some of the issues that he was talking about, do you see some of those issues just in your everyday life, not just in school, but whether you're in Harrisburg, whether in York, some of the same issues that he's concerned about and shed light on? Do you see some of them same issues?
Yes, yes, I do.
What is it that you
That's
see? hmm
you say that again.
What is it that you see?
Um, when I'm in certain places that isn't multicultural or is filled with one of some of such culture, I feel out of my place and I feel like I don't belong there. Instead of feeling welcomed or at least comfortable, such as my job, I work at Hershey Park currently, and all throughout the summer, I just didn't feel comfortable. I feel like I was in a hostile environment.
Hmm. What made you feel that way?
Um, just it started with like more my supervisors and some people that I was around, and the guests. Well, that's any park or any shop that you work at. The guests aren't always nice, but the supervisors they didn't really make it any better for me.
Now you said you work in a park.
Yes, at Hershey Park.
Oh, at Hershey Park.
Yes.
Wow, Chocolate World. Mhm.
I actually work in the park, not at Chocolate World.
Oh, okay. So you're at Chocolate World, but not made felt welcome. Now, how tall are you, brother?
I'm 6 foot.
6 foot, and you're gonna grow. Do you think
Yes.
that you physically that you may intimidate some people? Because that's like a stereotype, with black people. Oh, he's a big black guy or tall. Do you think your size or your height may intimidate people, and then they're starting to come up with assumptions and stereotypes, and that's why they're treating you that way?
I believe so. I know of people that told other people that I look intimidating. Well, for myself, I don't believe I'm intimidating to most people, but I know my size, my height may make me seem intimidating, and also I have like a natural like moody face. Like if I made a straight face, I was like mad or anything, and maybe even my hair. I don't know. Um,
Mhm.
But my voice is kind of deep, so I can understand if someone would look at me as if I was intimidating.
hmm Now, has anyone ever made any reference to the way you wear your hair? I mean, I love your hair. You got your natural hair. I mean, you look like a warrior. Has anyone ever made any references about that you know of?
I got a lot of compliments about my hair. I never got any negativity about it, but I got a lot of compliments, especially from people, just from random people. Like I said, I work at Hershey Park, so during the summer, you got people come from all around the country or some different parts of the world, and they see something like that, and they asked me about it, how I got it and stuff. Like I remember there was this one mother. I was at Sidewinder and she asked me how I got my hair like this, and I told her I twisted my hair and I use a sponge, which if you turn it, if you spin it around your head, around your hair, it'll make it like this.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, Switching gears a little bit, we're gonna get ready to finish up a little bit because I know you probably got some studying to do to keep being the genius that you are. Um, are you kind of a student of history? Do you know of like any of historical figures that have made contributions to Black people? And if so, who kind of inspires you?
The one main one that everyone should know is Martin Luther King, definitely.
Hmm.
Um, Malcolm X, he's a really big one too.
Hmm.
Um,
What was it about them that inspired you?
and inspired me.
Yeah, what is it about those two individuals that inspired you?
Malcolm X, he was more of a straightforward person. At first, he was more into violence than anything, but like I said, I look more at the message than the actual picture itself.
Mhm.
So the way he carried himself, like he was a straightforward person. So that's one thing that I would have carried on with myself. I wouldn't want to be a fake person. I'd rather be real and tell you how it is instead of covering something up or sugarcoating it.
Hmm. Hmm. And what do you think about his story of how he, started out being, into crime and he was really going the wrong direction and then, he went to prison and then turned his life around. What aspect, what point of his life really had the most impact on
On me, I would say right around before the time he died, because
you? Oh,
that's when he started switching up more and getting to see the bigger picture instead of just the violence and part of things.
oh, okay, okay. And what about Martin Luther King?
Martin Luther King, he's a really big inspiration to everybody, not even just of minorities. Um, he was just an all around good man. Like I said, everyone's not perfect, so he made his own mistakes. But he always rooted for equality. He always wanted to do the right thing, and that's what I want to do. I want to help people do the right thing and get their head on straight and do what they got to do.
Hmm. And if those two men came was if we could snap our finger and bring them back right now, all that they did, to try to help us as a people, what do you think they would say about the current condition of Black people?
They wouldn't approve of it at all.
What do you think they would disapprove of?
Um, I think they disapprove of, well, the way most people carry themselves. I don't want to like put down on any minority or anybody of my skin color or anything,
Hmm.
but it's more of like a division now. There's the people that want to do the right thing, and there's people that don't care about doing the right thing. They just want to do whatever they want to do.
Hmm.
Like I, in honors English, we just finished reading about um, a man named Thoreau. There was a book called Walden, and he wrote all about simplicity and about the simple things. He because in the transcendentalism era, it was always about politics and things. It wasn't ever about the simple things. And what he did, he moved out into the forest and built a little small house for himself. It was about the size of a car garage. I mean, a car space in a garage. Um, it was basically an efficiency home. It had one bedroom and the door it faces straight forward, so you could see the. It had a little fireplace in the back. It had a, a single twin size bed on the right, and it had a table with two chairs on the left. He wanted to teach simplicity to everybody, and look at all the small things, all your necessities. Don't look at everything that you think you need, but it's actually what you want.
Wow. Man, you're highly intelligent, man. I need to check your ID, man. I do not believe you're in the 10th grade, man. No way. There's no way you're in the 10th grade, man. You are very intelligent. Your parents and your grandparents have done an excellent job with you. I can't tell you how much I'm proud of you. And I'm the same age as your parents, and I think God has blessed me with a certain amount of vision and intuition. And the minute I saw you, last week, because I don't ask everyone to be on my channel, and I don't ask to interview any old one because I'm about business. And the minute I saw you and just your posture, I read into people's posture. And some of our young brothers got bad posture. You know what I mean? They looking down.
Yes.
They looking down because they don't got good self esteem. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Just that. I mean, you are straight and polished from the door. So, um,
I was taught that. I was always taught to keep my head up. I used to walk with my head down as a kid, but then my parents told me to always walk with my head up and act like I got something to prove. And that's what I started doing. And ever since then, I never could stop doing it.
hmm when you see young brothers, since you said you try to encourage them, do you see a lot of young brothers just act defeated? And if so, do you say any small things to that? Because a lot of young brothers, they don't like taking constructive criticism. Do you kind of encourage them in that way?
I know a lot of my friends. Well, not always my friends, but they give up a lot. They don't push through it and try and get it done or anything. I always teach them or try to tell them that if you get this done, this is something that'll help you in the rest of your life. If you give up now, you're gonna give up later, and the more you give up, the less you're going to achieve in your life. So starting now, you need to do all your work. You need to get everything you need done. So this is something that you can continue doing through your entire life.
Mm-hmm. And I know you're very busy because you're in your honors group. You're doing your sports. Did you ever think about starting like a brother circle, like with brothers your age, to talk about some of these issues and to try to prevent them from going down the wrong road? Because I used to work in detention centers, and it would just break my heart seeing brothers your age already behind the eight ball, getting in trouble in school, and it's like a snowball. It's one thing after another. Did you ever, and I don't want to overwhelm you, but did you ever think about just like maybe once or twice a week, since you're so inspirational, get together with some brothers and just giving them advice and letting them, talk about their problem?
I never thought about a group like that. Um,
Mhm.
I am more of a face to face and one on one type person because I don't believe everyone should like know all of your personal business. But I get what you're saying. That is a really good idea to start. Maybe I could see about that when I get back to school.
Yeah, even if it's two or three people, you know what I mean? Like I said, uh I'm not trying to overwhelm you, but your story needs to be told, and your character and what you're achieving, not to blow you up or anything like that. But we hear so much negative things about young black boys, what they ain't doing, and them getting in trouble. Your story and your example needs to be told. That's why I made it a point, not just because I know your mother and father. Your story needs to be told so others can be encouraged to. Because I can tell a young boy something, but they're gonna look at me like, man, that old head, he's just talking bit. You got so much power, in front of you to influence, so many. So if you could fit that in your schedule, ain't no telling who you could save. You know what I mean? So it's something,
Yes.
it's something to consider. But I'm sure, you're already, influencing people. But you can always, take it to the next level. Because young black men and young black boys, they have a hard time expressing themselves. And we'll finish out on that because I'm so amazed and so moved by you. I'll keep you here all night, but I know you got things to do. Um, uh, do you see that young black men and boys, young men your age, have a hard time expressing themselves? Like if they're hurt or their feelings are hurt or they want to get something out, they go off of this macho thing that men ain't supposed to cry and they ain't supposed to express themselves. They just supposed to be thugged out all the time. You see that a lot?
All the time. I
Mhm.
mean, I can understand where they're coming from. They want to look nice and big and hard and everything. But like I said, it's not good to hold things in and to let it eat you alive from the inside. You gotta let it out to somebody. It doesn't. I would suggest it be to the person or the thing that you're talking about, but sometimes it isn't. Sometimes you need sometimes you need to talk to yourself, or you need to talk to someone that will listen but won't actually tell or give any feedback. Um, I know that I used to do that. I used to walk down the halls or the street and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm the big man out here. I don't need nobody." Did everything, and then one day I just realized that it's not always like that. You have to do what you gotta do. You can't expect yourself to always be the big man, because there's always somebody that's trying to dig in your pocket. There's always somebody that's above you. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no way you can get around it.
Mm-hmm. You think it's okay for men to cry?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't think it is. I don't think it's okay for them to cry about every little thing.
Right,
And
right. About.
but yeah, I believe it's okay for them to cry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm I'm blown away, man. I mean, I've done a lot of interviews, man, with adults, spiritual people, and this is definitely one of the deepest, most touching. Man, you almost got a tear about to come to my eye, man, because the state of our, the state of our youth. But again, this your story needs to be told, and if you have time, brother, I suggest and that you reach out because you can be an inspiration to so many. Don't never, underestimate, your power. Keep it, keep it in check, because you're already, I
Yes,
think you have a humble spirit, but don't underestimate, your ability to reach, your youth, and they need it. They're probably already, looking at you for certain things. But again, since a lot of our youth, especially our young black men that we already talked about, they're apprehensive about expressing themselves. Sometimes you got to pull it out of them. You know what I mean? Because
yes.
we got a lot going on. So, at some point, if you get some time, don't overwhelm yourself because your main goal is to get through school. Reach out to some brothers and say, hey man, let's hook up at the park, or go get a little bite to eat, and let's talk. And I bet you'd be surprised the things that they tell you. They will. So wrapping
Yeah.
up, brother, what do you have any particular school that you have in mind that you want to go to, or are you think about? Well, yeah, you would have to go to school to be a psychologist. So do you have a particular school that you're looking at?
Currently, I'm looking at a lot of schools, but there are a couple that catch my eye, but none that really interest me in what I want to do.
Okay, okay. Well, that's a great field to go in. Like I said, I'm kind of along that line of counseling and talking to people and trying to help them out. So I definitely encourage you, to go along that path. But you never know, you might change your mind. But I mean, you have exceptional insight into the thinking of our people to be such a young man. So you would be great, in that path and in that field, man. So is there anything else you want to tell the listening audience about yourself and about study habits? Let's finish out on that. What can you tell the young people your age about having good study habits and to be successful with these tests? Because they're throwing so many tests at these young people. I think they have anxiety. I think they have the ability to do it, but I think they get nervous. What are some study habits or some pointers that you could, pass on to someone else to be successful like yourself?
Um, there really isn't an exact way to do it. What I tell all of my peers that I talk to and I give moral support, I tell them to just do it. If you just do it, then you're gonna get it done. You may not like it, but at the end of the day, you gotta do it, because, like I said, if you don't do it now, then you're never gonna do it. And if you're never gonna do it, you're never gonna succeed in life. And that's what everybody wants to do. Everyone wants to have a big house. Everyone wants to have money. You're not gonna get any of that if you don't do it now. You got to do what you got to do in school. So when you get out here, you can have everything that you need to survive in this world.
Right, right. So you think these shows on TV is giving these youth these unrealistic expectations about having all this materialistic stuff?
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Mhm. Wow.
I think that some of these shows, they're just trying to get views, whatever, and that's fine and all. But some shows, you need to have a show out here that can take an example of someone's actual life, take them day by day, show them their struggles and their goals and what they want to do and everything.
Okay. Did the youth talk about like some of the heroes that you mentioned before, like Malcolm or Martin? Are they even aware that these people existed and the contribution that they gave to us? Do you think youth your age, because I know you're kind of advanced, do you think they're even aware of the contributions and the sacrifices that men and women like that made for us?
I believe they're aware, but I don't believe they're aware in detail. I think they're aware because of maybe like Martin Luther King. He actually has a day for himself. Um, Also, we learn about it in school. It's required in school to learn about it. But other than that, I don't think they know deeply like their true story and their backstory and the things that they can pick out of their lives and contribute to their own.
Wow. Okay. Well, this has been an honor, man. You know, to talk to you, and like I said, I'll be um looking out for you. And if you ever need someone, to talk to vent to, I mean, you have wonderful parents, but you never can have too much support, as long as people are sincere. So I'm just offering
Yeah,
that to you. If you ever need someone to talk to or whatever, I ain't nothing but a phone call, away. I'll be looking forward to you doing big things, educationally. Hopefully if I get down that way, I could check out one of your games too. So let's not make this be, the last time, and make sure you share this video once we end it. So, people can, that wasn't able to tune in live, that they can see it. I'm extremely proud of you, and keep doing what you're doing and inspiring others, because that's what life is all about. It ain't just about ourselves. It's about our contribution and our service to others. That's what Muhammad Ali said, the great boxer. He said, we pay our rent on this earth by our service to others. So you're already being a service to others just by your contributions, and looking at you, and definitely look at that, doing that brother circle, man. I'm telling you, it would be great again.
yeah. Well,
To get that work.
um, uh,
Mm-hmm.
there's a quote that I go by every day that
Mm-hmm.
I saw on the back of a T-shirt at Hershey Park when I was working there. It's a quote by Bruce Lee. It's the key to immortality is first having something to be remembered by, and that's what I want to do. I want to be remembered for helping people and accomplishing things. Everyday things. I don't wanna just be successful and have all this money. I wanna give back and show people that there's always another way instead of the wrong way.
Right. Well, you're well on your way. You're already doing it, man, and you got a long, fruitful life ahead of you. And I know you're going to, go down. You're going to go down in history as being someone who helped us, because our people are in bad shape. That's why I wanted to shine this light on you and what you're doing. Our youth, our adults, we are in bad shape globally. Less here in
I'm well aware.
we need all the help, that we can get, to help bring us back to the glory days. We weren't always like this, and it's not always going to be like this, but we need more people like yourself to help get us out of this condition. And you said the key earlier when you talked about prevention. If we can prevent, some of these things from happening, we won't have to do, so much work. You said, I ain't worrying about drinking. I'm not worried about smoking, and, all that, stuff. So you've just eliminated, you know, 50, 60%
Yeah,
of what a lot of our people are going through now, because a lot of our people are hooked on drugs and alcohol, and for you to be such a young man and not even be interested and haven't touched it, I mean, that's a feat within itself. So, again, I'm so proud of you, brother, and I'm proud of your mother and your father for the wonderful young man that they have produced. Keep doing what you're doing, and spread the love. And like I said, don't let this be, the last time that we communicate. I'm here. I'm here for you.
yes. Kind of one more thing. Mentioning prevention. Um, one of the things that my dad is trying to tell me all the time. He's recently started telling me when I was around last year. He told me, "Don't give anyone bullets to shoot you with," meaning don't do something that'll cause a chain reaction, that'll cause you to do wrong, that'll cause someone to do something to you, that'll cause consequences.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that I'm trying to go by is to do everything I can to stop feeding into other things and stop giving people bullets to shoot me back with. Because that's what I don't want. I don't want to be shut down.
Right, right. Well, he told you right, man. He told you right, which is obvious, and your mother too. So, well, this is what the hour of power does. So those out there, and if you can do that for me, bud, too, because with my channel, my motto is to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. So you subscribe. So once you go through there, it's a lot of stuff on there. Please share those those messages on there. It's a lot of stuff, different things on there. Mental health, substance abuse. I have all kind of messages on there that I think can lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. They may not like the flavor of it, but one thing about the channel is you'll never call the channel a liar or call me a liar, because 95% of what's on there, I can prove it with some kind of reference or something of what I'm talking about. It's not an opinionated channel. It's based off of facts, and I try to use the information so people can implement it in their life, so they can live a better life, be more informed on what's going on, and so they can stay woke. So please share the channel on there. So again, this is the Hour of Power of Brother Shareef. Go to Hour of Power, Shareef, Shareef, Hamid, Hameed on YouTube. Subscribe and share. And I'm going to definitely, once I get my technology right, I'm going to try to transfer this to the YouTube channel. It's just a little tricky doing it because Facebook don't allow you to, download stuff and take stuff. You got to rip it from there. But I'm going to definitely try to get this on the channel. But we're going to keep sharing this so that people can see it, because this is more than powerful. It's like an atomic bomb. So this is the channel. Subscribe and share. This is our good brother Mekai from Harrisburg. Peace and blessings, and I'll be talking with you soon, brother.
All right. Thank you.
All right, peace.